good, YouTube? Figured I'd do an update since I'm sitting here. I actually was gonna do, I guess, like a review or something on these native leaves, but I figured I'd get into that another time. I mean, it's not, honestly, they're not what I thought. I mean, they're okay, but they're a little hard to roll, and I might have put too much weed in this blunt, for real. Cause this bitch is busting out the seams. Like, I for real think I put too much weed in it. So that's why I'm like, I'm not gonna give an update on that shit. I mean, a review on that, because it just wouldn't be right. It's not fair, because I put too much weed in it, and I can't really like effectively criticize it, for real. So I'm gonna finish smoking this a little bit, call it a day. But let's get into this this lock update. I can't remember the last time I did one, but I kind of just want to let everybody see the growth, you know. It's been a little bit of growth, not too much, maybe an inch or something. I don't know if you guys can see. I hope you guys can see. But yeah, for those who don't know, I started my locks November 3rd of 2018. So for me, I mean, it's still fairly new, you know. I'm a couple years in, you know. And at first, the ugly stage, for people out there, if you're debating on taking them out or whatever, don't do it. Like, stick in there, especially if you already got like some budding and thing, you know, and you know if it's gonna if you really gotta comb them out like this, leave them alone, you know, because I was so close. And it's like now every day when I wake up and I see my locks, and or I take a bomb ass pic or something like that, like, I almost, like, it's crazy, but it's like I get mad at myself, because it's like, bro, you almost wouldn't have made it here. Like, you were about to end it all. Like, I literally was so many times, just because, I don't know, I guess I just didn't feel pretty sometimes, you know. And a couple times, you know, I might have had a homie, or I think my mom even once, like, looked at me and was just like, what are you doing with your hair? Like, do something with that. You look terrible, you know? And I'm kind of just like, I am doing something with it. Like, and I feel terrible. But, you know, I think everybody that has locks, especially when you freeform or you semi-freeform, you eventually get to that I don't give a fuck point. You get to that point where you're like, I don't fucking care, you know? Especially when you get kind of in tune with the lock community, and you know there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people out there that got the same hairstyle as you. I mean, don't get me wrong, not exactly, because that's why we freeform. It's individual, you know. It expresses our individuality. But in terms of, you know, being in that category, it's a nice feeling to know that there's other people out there that took the plunge and don't care what other people think too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really, really takes a huge weight off your shoulders. Which is why I wanted to start making more videos, because there's a lot of people that want to make this decision, and I feel like they're not seeing, I just feel like we need more people with locks of every single hair type out there, you know, because you got people with the really coarse hair, you got people with really, really fine, and then you got people like me that are like in between, and we need all of y'all out there making videos to, I feel like, you know, make it okay for people to want to make the decision, you know, because there was a few people that I watched that helped me solidify my decision, you know, and I will say, I forgot his name, but the guy from Not Nation, I definitely watched his videos, and he kind of motivated me to go ahead and take the plunge, because it's like, I mean, you just got to stop worrying about what people think, you know, and do what makes you happy. For me, this was not only like a spiritual journey, and a journey for me to learn patience, and just learn more things about myself, but honestly, it was just a way for me to create a lot more convenience in my life. I noticed throughout my years, and it could just be being a woman, but there were so many times in my life that I was stressed out just because of my hair. Like, I'm not exaggerating. Like, especially like when I remember being like 16, 17, I'd be in the bathroom. I had long hair and I wore a ponytail. But I'd be in that fucking bathroom for like 45 minutes to an hour trying to get this ponytail right. In there with the gel, I used grease, I used water, I used gel. Like, I was doing my baby hairs before motherfuckers was even on that. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, my shit was on point most days. My shit was on point. I was known for that. My shit was on point. But it's just like the amount of stress I put on myself to look presentable. What society saw as presentable anyway. It was just crazy to think that, like, bro, you stressed so much. And it didn't even stop there. Like, even when I became an adult, I did a big chop when I was 18. And then shortly after the big chop, I got depressed because I'm like, now I have no fucking hair. Like, why did I do that? You know, like, and then I went through a period of loving myself without the hair and embracing who I was and my head shape, because I have a really small head. Like, it may not look like it up under here, but I have a small fucking head. So I don't know, it was me just learning to embrace myself through all phases. And I went from that to a mohawk, and then I went from the mohawk back down to like a curly fro, and then from that I went to locks. You know, I had skinnier locks, and then I remember combing those out, and I wore braids for a minute. And then what did I do after that? I think I went back to like a faux hawk type hairstyle after the braids, because I cut my hair again. And then from the faux hawk, I had a rat tail. It was still kind of cut off on the sides here, but I had a long rat tail. And then from there, what I do after that? Oh, from the rat tail, I remember my ex. I got with her. She hated it, so I cut it. And then from there, I kind of did the like faux hawk type thing. And then eventually, I remember letting the sides grow out to meet the rest of my hair, and I had a fro. And then I let that fro grow out like here. And then from there, I'm here. I locked up. So it's kind of like my hair journey. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say besides subscribe. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll answer them. I'll probably do another video or something like that. Yeah, but this is the update. I hope you guys can see.